And if I go into presentation mode, you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Today's lecture is on construction management and talking about what it is, and we'll get into the details of that. Let's move on to the next slide. I'll start with a quick introduction of myself. My name is Matt McMenamin. I'm a professional engineer in the state of California, in Arizona, and in the state of Washington. I'm also vice president with the company Hill International. I've got a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at Cal State Long Beach, and I've worked in all areas of construction management, starting from an inspector and working my way up through resident engineer and construction manager, and now I'm currently serving as a program manager on a large-scale project at the Port of Long Beach. And I'd like Rick to introduce himself. Rick.
Thank you, Matt. My name is Rick Mead. I am a acting deputy chief program management officer at Los Angeles County Metro. My career is I've been spent the last 30 years in the engineering construction field, and much of it construction management. Career's been great for me. Right now, I've built bridges, highways, building construction, channels, major projects, both coasts, East Coast and West Coast. It's been really an amazing career. Right now, my responsibility is I oversee the Measure M rail transit program for Los Angeles Metro, which expands the rail system in LA County. It serves the 88 cities and 10 million people of LA County. And really looking forward to building the rail systems to get cars off the freeway, make the county the more environmentally secure and sustainable. And really looking forward to talking to you all this morning.
And thanks. And our third presenter is Almine. Almine.
Thank you, Matt. Once again, Almine Livingston. I am the founder, president, and CEO of O2 Engineering, Projects and Construction Management, O2 EPCM. I have my master's in science in civil and environmental engineering from UCLA, and a Bachelor of Science in civil and structural engineering from Cal State University, Northridge. I am a EIT, engineering in training. I have that license. I am a certified construction manager and an Envision sustainability professional. I've been in this business for nearly 30 years. I know you're probably like, well, she looks young, but yeah, I started actually when I was 19, that young. I just told you my age, guys, do the math. I've worked in all phases of projects, including design, engineering, construction management on the owner side, on the general contractor side. I've been very fortunate in my career, and it's been very rewarding. I worked on several iconic projects here in the LA area and all over California, some of which is LA Life. Some of you probably go there, most weekends to enjoy your weekends there in downtown Los Angeles. I also helped build the LAX Tom Bradley International Airport. And now we're currently working on the LAX Automated People Mover, which is in construction now.
Great, thank you, Almine. That's great. Well, as you can see, we have a nice cross-section of folks here to introduce this presentation to you. So let's start with the basics. Who is CMA? So CMA is the Construction Management Association of America. And our mission is, as a professional organization made up of construction leaders and owners and contractors serving the construction industry. Most are made up of professional volunteers and folks in the industry, and we're tasked with collaboration in building more efficient projects. Currently, we have around 29 regional and student chapters and colleges in the Southern California division, and it is truly a national agency, as there's different parts of CMA all over the country. And our mission is to promote and enhance leadership, professionalism, and excellence in managing and developing construction projects and programs. It's also to educate and certify potential and current construction managers, hopefully like yourselves, and to utilize the best management practices of construction projects. So further on, what is construction management? Well, let's talk about who we work for. As construction managers, you'll be working with owners, you'll be working with architects, you'll be working with engineers, and of course, contractors that build the work. And importantly, the stakeholders and end users who actually fund the projects that we're building for them. We're made up of several core principles, project management being one of the key ones, obviously. But there's also cost management, project controls, time management, quality, sustainability. There's all different areas of discipline that we currently work in. So where do we fit in? Well, construction managers act as technical advisor representatives to not only to the owner, but also to the entire construction team. We may run entire projects for an owner or provide certain specialized services to an owner that may actually run it themselves. And we also act as a liaison between the owner, designer, contract, and other entities, holding meetings and so on. We'll talk about that in a minute. We also may oversee consultant design and perform constructability reviews or value engineering. We keep records for the project and the program, and we manage contractor payment process and contract changes. And so construction management services that we can provide, there's a lot of here, and I'm not going to read all these, but as you can see, alternative project delivery solutions, there's claims that are involved in this, commissioning services, inspection, of course, is one of our key bread and butter services we provide. Project controls, project management, risk management. These are all areas that you'll find construction managers assisting with. Now I'd like to turn it over to Rick to pick up the next slide on why entities and agencies hire construction managers.
All right, thank you, Matt. So why do entities, private firms, agencies, owners, why do they hire construction managers? Well, primarily because we add value to their projects. We act as the owner's representative, whether that owner is a private firm or an agency. We maintain the budgets and the schedules, extremely important for every project from start to finish. Budget, schedule, budget, schedule. That's all I ever hear about, budget, schedule. So very important aspect of the project. We oversee the quality. We make sure that the quality is adhered to, that a quality plan is provided by the contracting firms, and that quality plan is adhered to. We manage different types of the project and deliverables as well. So, as all three of us have mentioned, there's so many different types of projects that you can become involved in, and makes career in construction management very interesting. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And then we administer the contracts. So this graphic will give you an idea of some of the projects and types of projects and types of industries that you can become involved in, your choice. And you don't have to stick with one. You can move from industry to industry as well. So on the far left, you've got government, entertainment, you've got all kinds of retail, residential, building construction, essentially. In the middle, infrastructure. This is the path that I've chosen for most of my career. I've been involved in aviation, constructed airports all over the country, bridges, dams, highways, you name it, on the horizontal side of the house. So for people to travel. And then there's an industrial side. So power plants and manufacturing and, all kinds of different industrial type aspects of construction management. And again, you don't have to stick with one. You can move throughout. Diversity is good in your career. We, as construction managers, are the primary leaders of the construction projects, and we utilize highly technical skills that we develop, and we organize teams of people that have those skills as well on projects. We interact with professionals, the designers, for instance, the owners, project managers. We interact with those professionals as a coordinated or collaborative effort to keep the project moving forward and keep the budgets and schedules in line. And, this career as a construction manager will require a full understanding of the projects from the initiation of the project, as the project gets started, mobilization, all the way through closeout of the project, and also handling any claims or disputes along the way, and if there are any at the end of the project. So what do we expect on the job? We're gonna apply strong organizational skills. Very important. Organization, stay organized so you don't lose your place where you are, so you're able to track everything. We initiate and become part of a team to manage projects. We develop meetings to keep the status of the project up to speed and keep all of the different entities that are participating in the project up to speed. And oftentimes the construction manager chairs those meetings, develops the agenda, and focuses on the important aspects of what's going on the project at any given time: safety, quality, and here we go again, budget and schedule. So let's see what Serena Carvajal has to say about her construction management experience.
I would say, for one, you have to be really motivated to be in this career. And for me, telling somebody, I guess I would describe, a piece of advice, right? So a piece of advice I would give them is, don't give up, keep going forward. It might be a little bit difficult in the beginning because you're exposed to so many people, so many different problems out in the job site, that it's okay. Take it one step at a time. And there's so many different resources out there, so many different employees, different management that want to help you. So just ask for help if you need it, and that's how you will grow in the construction industry.
So we guide and educate teams and contractors and clients throughout the course of the project. We take ownership as construction managers of the project as a whole. We oversee and make sure everything is going well, and if it's not, then we do things to compensate. We add resources, add time, add weekends if we're behind schedule, or night work, and oversee the project in that way as well. We provide consistency in the scope, the budget, schedule, and quality, and we bring lessons learned to the project from project to project. So every project, and after 30 plus years, I'm still learning every day, and I bring those lessons learned to the jobs. As construction managers, we make designs a reality. So we take a set of plans. Plans can be on simple projects anywhere from 100 pages up to several thousand pages, depending on the size and complexity of the project. And we make those designs a reality. We integrate technology and advancement in field reporting and keep those reports coming to document everything that's going on and has gone on in the project. And throughout your career, as I mentioned, you can take several paths, and you'll work on multiple projects during the course of your career. Keeps things very, very interesting as a career path. So let's see what David Tran has to say.
That's what happened to me. I kind of first started in design, the design kind of section of engineering. And, I kind of liked it. You applied a lot of what you know from what you learned in college to the actual professional, kind of your professional career. but there was a lot of things that I think a lot of people can relate to. You know, like if you're starting in design, you're not going to be communicating with a lot of people. You're really kind of crunching out the numbers for your more senior staff at that company. So you do not interact a lot, and I feel like, you know, during that phase of my career, you know, like your opinion doesn't really count a lot of times. You know, like you're really a product of what you produce calculation wise. So for me, that's how I feel when I was in design, and how I got my kind of my transition to the industry was like, so I was on this big design project, and it needed somebody to kind of see it during construction and kind of provide responses right away, because the delay in the response from the questions from the contractor could mean delays on the project. So I was out there, you know, with the inspectors, with the field engineers, with the contractors, and to me, like, man, this is awesome. You know, like I'm not here like always behind a desk.
So with that, I'll turn it over to Ramon to talk about the benefits of being a construction manager.
Thank you, Rick. You know, you wonder sometimes when people are presenting about their careers, what are the benefits of what they do? Why do they do what they do, right? So I'll talk about the benefits of being a construction manager. You know, mastering understanding of the construction process, marketing of yourself and your industry, being a seller, doer role. What does all these 3 bullet items mean? You know, any and everything that you do, if you can go back, please. Any and everything that you do, you want to ensure that you want to be the master of that. You want to understand the processes and procedures. You know, you want to ensure that the role that's being played, that's been given to you to you know, execute, that you really understand that, and you know, it's going to come as your career progresses. Other benefits are the ability to reach higher level as in management and as a leadership in those roles that you would be playing. There's a variety of clientele, including government, private parties, legal industry, international companies, and the military. There's a variety of different people you work with in this industry. It's very, very rewarding. I cannot, you know, say enough of that. And then, of course, training others in the industry and giving back. You know, this is very, very, I'm just thrilled to always, you know, do things like this, what we're doing with you this morning, giving presentations and talking about our passion, being engineers and architects and certified professionals and construction managers, of course. Next one. How do you get started in construction management? Of course, you know, you guys are on the right track, taking classes and seminars. You know, we all began somewhere in our careers. We started, you know, in elementary school, high school, and college, and, you know, postgraduate degrees too as well. You know, taking seminars, you know, you guys being part of ACE, mentor program. I am one of the mentors and the board of directors for ACE too, as well as Construction Management Association of America, CMAA. So, you know, these are consistently helping us, you know, excel in our field of studies, and I would highly encourage you do that. Join your local chapter of CMAA and network with industry professionals like you're doing today. Guys, I started just like you, you know, attending seminars like this on a Saturday, after school programs. So you guys are on the right track, and I would highly encourage you stick to it. It's very rewarding. Become an intern. You've heard from some interns. My company in O2 EPCM, we do have interns too, and you know, they've received scholarships and they're receiving mentorship. I have mentors. You're never too old to have mentors. So I would highly encourage it. There's a lot of money to be given, guys. There's a lot of resources to be given to help you. So just remember that, please, and just, you know, ensure that you stick to this field of studies. I would love to see you on the other side when you graduate into the professional world. More of how you can get started. Of course, you want to obtain a degree in engineering, architecture, and construction management like we have. Your education is extremely important. So I would highly encourage that you stick to that, get good grades, become a CMIT and work towards your CCM certifications. There's a lot of different certifications to get, and these are two of many that you can receive. And of course, be a good communicator. Communication is the key to success, to a lot of many successes and getting ahead. So now I want to keep it going here. Let's see how our intern, Marina Young Myers, has to say about being an intern.
Regarding internships, I actually think that my internship is what got me hired, because having that on my resume as 1.5 to 2 years real world experience already on my resume by the time I graduated, when I put that in front of my future employer, it was a big, big check mark.
Well, thank you, Rick, and thanks, Omine. So in the spirit of what Marina just said, construction management career options that she can choose from, and you can as well, can involve various different areas. You can work for an agency, architectural, engineering firms, construction companies, Big Four accounting firms even use construction managers, state agencies, federal agencies, private entities, all over the place. The world's your oyster on this one. So highly recommended as a career. And so getting started again, so a little bit of statistics here. And so even with a less than 1 year experience, they're saying that folks are getting about $69,000 a year in the state of California. And with as little as 5 years experience, that can jump up to 130,000 plus per year. So this is pretty decent salary, and it's a good solid long-term career. Some averages go as high as 150 when you're starting out. In comparison, an average architect starting at around 64,000 in Orange County and 65,000 in LA County. And an average civil engineer in comparison in LA County commands about 65,000 base per year and moves up to 75,000 and higher in a couple of years. So you can see the construction management is commensurate with other engineering you might want to pursue. So some of the key things you need to do, you need to build your resume and tailor it for each position you seek. There's no such thing as a one-fits-all resume. You have to tailor those for the kind of work you're looking for. Also, make lots of contacts. Be an intern, as Marina pointed out. That's a huge plus, and it gets you that experience you need. Because one thing that we look at when we're hiring folks is what kind of experience you have and how can that apply to get us work. Also, do your research and understand the terminology of the work that you're pursuing. Be able to talk the talk and speak the language. And ask lots of questions, but don't just ask random questions. Think about possible answers you might get before you ask them. I'm going to turn it over to Rick to talk about career progression. Rick?
Thank you, man. And Amine, my apologies, I mispronounced your name when I turned it over to you, so I'm sorry about that. Anyway, this graphic is really, we wanted to show you these graphics because it gives you a good concept of what your career path can be. There's this graphic, which is an agency construction management a progression of careers. And then the next one will be on the private side. But if you look at this one on at the bottom of the pyramid, it gives you a few potential job descriptions that you can start out as. And again, you don't have to stick with one. You can experiment with many of these. Quality assurance inspector. You can start out as an inspector. If you are into cost estimating and your mindset or your skill set is on a very detailed stance, then you can look at cost estimating. Office engineer. So then from there, you get a little bit of time and grade and you move up. Senior cost estimator, senior schedule analyst, and so on. Move from there to project manager, to the project management side, and then all the way up through to the corporate executive. And so this is the private side, very similar. You start as a junior scheduler, inspector, move on up through senior inspector or assistant project manager. You can go in your career wherever you want to take it. And you don't have to keep moving up and up and up. If you like where you are, you can stay there and develop a very good career out of it. Or you can move up through program executive all the way to corporate executive. So it's there for you. You just have to make it happen for yourself.
Well, thanks, Rick. So to kind of summarize what we're talking about today, we recommend everyone to be challenged. There's nothing worse than a boring job you go to every day. This kind of work is very challenging and it changes every day. And as you work on project to project, it's almost like having a new job, even though you may be working for the same firm. So if you like working with all the challenges resulting from design and construction and enjoy seeing the final product getting built, this is the profession for you. The work is rewarding and generally interesting, and it's a great mix of office and field work that makes it interesting and rewarding. And it's exciting to see things being built. You're also leaving a legacy. This is a big deal to me. I feel proud about that when I go to work. Seeing your accomplishments and physical materials leaves you with a legacy benefiting others, almost always well beyond your lifetime. And that's pretty cool to think about. So if you build a bridge, it's going to be there a whole lot longer than you're around. So pretty exciting. And then the final points here, just a reminder, you want to join CMAA as a student member as soon as you can and get involved. You want to attend the annual hiring fair that we hold generally in the fall. And scholarships and internships, of course, apply for those whenever you can. That's money that's available to you to get your education and to advance yourself. And also apply for a summer internship. This is super valuable to get that on your resume and try to earn some work. And whether you're working for pay or whether you're even volunteering, I highly recommend it. And if you have further questions, of course, you can contact me. There's my email right there. And of course, you want to visit our chapter website at https://www.cmaasc for Southern California.org. And that concludes our presentations, and we'll move forward to the questions and answers. So back to you, Ann.
I'll take it here. I actually did ask folks to put questions in the chat. And thank you, Maximus. Maximus, where are you? There you go. I can see you. Do you want to ask your question live?
Yeah. So in terms of construction management, you said long-term wise, it would like be a benefit, and then like short-term wise, obviously, but also for like, you know, like in the little graph, like the little pyramid, it showed how much you would go up and up. For those certain areas, they do have certain like requirements, like what do you need for this area? What do you need for this area? And as you go up, there are more requirements, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and they can be different or somewhat the same depending on the career choice.
So all of those career progressions are all interconnected. So when you start, say you're an intern, you're acting as an inspector on a job, you're going to learn a lot of skill sets, and you're going to take those with you all the way up to corporate executive if you want to. It's important that you learn the ground rules and procedures and processes necessary to do those jobs at the field level, and then carry those with you into higher roles. And this is one of these careers that where your experience is immediately turned back towards the project and to the people you work with to benefit the whole project. You never lose that. Today I use skills that I learned when my first day on the job. And yep, it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
You know, when you're starting out, when you're just beginning, you're not expected to have a senior level skills. You're hired into a position to both do the work, but also to learn that position. And good firms, and I know that there's a lot of training out there that you can participate in And what you put into that position is what you will get out of it. And it'll also advance you to the next phase more quickly or less quickly, depending on what you put into it. And so there are so many skills that you learn, both technical and working with people as well. And how you integrate what you know and are able to communicate that with the folks around you is also very important.
I'll give you an example from my career. When I first graduated UCLA with my master's in civil and environmental engineering, I was actually hired a management position. I had 6 different positions that was given to me, right, from different firms and different agencies. And I knew the value of experience, right? So I turned that down and I took the lower one because I saw your face, Maximo. I did because I wanted to get that experience because I knew that having that experience would really help my career in the long run. So I just didn't want to go from, having a master's, being 23 years old, jumping all the way to managing a department. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get that respect. I wanted to, get that experience. So I took the project engineer one, right, as a designer, and learned and worked my way through. And for me, it's passion, right? I have great passion for designing, engineering, constructing, right, managing, and it worked out for me. Now I own my own company. So I've worked on every phase of projects through the course of my career, from San Francisco to San Diego to Los Angeles and all over California, and all in some states too as well. So I would highly encourage, getting that experience, especially starting early. I started at 19, like I said. You can start as early as a freshman in college and getting those internships. I worked through college, undergrad, and grad school. While I was going to school, I was working in the industry. So I would highly encourage that too as well.
All right, thanks for that.
Any other questions? I'm monitoring. Let's see. That was the only question that I did see, Ann, on the chat. Any other person have any questions? You can turn on your mic and ask away.
I have a question. I think on one of the last slides, I saw something about potential internships or scholarships or things like that that might be available through your program. Would that website that you shared with us, would that be the place to go to get more information?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Can you put the website in the chat just so I have it for later?
Sure.
Yeah, we give out, CMAA gives out scholarships every year. We have a gala event, and throughout the course of the year, we develop a fund that through different functions that we have, golf tournaments and so forth, we develop a fund that will finance or fund scholarships. And that's what the foundation is all about: internships and scholarships, and helping young people or career professionals move up through the industry. And so we provide, there are scholarships available. You compete for them, with others at your level, but they are available, and we give them out every year.
And I think this is the best time to even say that we actually created CMAA and ACE mentor program. We collaborated, and we gave our first scholarship. We created a CMAA ACE diversity scholarship, and a $5,000 scholarship was given to an ACE mentor. Yes, $5,000 was given to an ACE mentor, or rather a graduate alumni, I would say, Malia, who goes to Howard University. So we do give out a lot of scholarships, and please visit this website and start putting in your applications, because we like helping students in progressing and getting into this career that we're in,
Yep.
whether it be engineering, architecture, or construction management.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to add to what Almane is saying is that this is an awesome career for one key reason. It's that there is a horrid lack of construction managers, engineers, and folks in the industry based on the need that's coming forward. I mean, if you listen to the news, you hear about our infrastructure falling apart. There's all this kind of work that's going to be coming up. There's money with the government that Biden's releasing. This is all work for the rest of your career, really, if you want it. And that's why it's such a highly recommended field to be in. And it's so interesting to do. I've never had a dull day doing this work. So something to consider.
I see something just popped up. Let's see, Keiko. Keiko, do you want to come? Do you want to turn on your mic and ask your question? Keiko? Okay, maybe you don't have a video. I'll go ahead and ask it. Says, sorry to be late. What are recommended coursework for high school major in college?
Great question.
So, in high school, having your math and science classes, it's important. Having good grades is important too, to get into those colleges that you want to get into. Being a part of ACE Mentor program, it really helps you in school as well, because you are learning those fundamentals, along with what you're learning in school, to help with your career too as well. Like I said earlier, I started as early as 10th grade, attending, programs like ACE. So you are doing the right thing. Just continue taking those math, those algebra, those calculus, and your science classes too as well will help tremendously.
Yeah.
But one thing I could add to that too, that I had benefit from when I was in high school, is I took two things. I took a writing class. Writing and communicating in this industry is key. It is one of the biggest things that you need to do to advance forward. And the other thing I took was I think it was called the Anatomy of Words. It breaks words down into their origin and what the meanings are, and you're able to piece very complicated words together. I can't tell you how many exams I passed after I took that class, because I understood what just part of the word meant, and I could apply that and understand what the answer to the question might be. So highly recommend that too. That'll get you teed up when you get into college for the more advanced classes that you'll have to take in engineering, construction management, and so on.
Yeah, so let me add a little bit too. I think it's such an important question that, and I think Amane is absolutely right, and Matt as well. Grades in high school, keep the grades up, takes work. For my career path, I didn't go to college out of high school. I spent 15 years out of high school working up through the trades, and then went to college. And when the degrees that I got, and following along the lines of what Matt was talking about, I have degrees in English, civil engineering, and I can tell you that the English has been absolutely as important in this career as the math and science. So you don't necessarily have to follow a traditional path to fill your career out. But the important things are work hard, get those grades, get into the school that you want to get into. There you can follow an engineering path, you can follow a construction management path, and you don't necessarily have to stick with either or. You can do some of all. So I think the main thing is work hard, have fun with it.
I want to add, guys, actually, I decided to become an engineer at the age of 11 years old. Starting playing with Legos as, as a little kid. a lot of people have the same, similar stories playing with Legos or whatnot. But, I would highly encourage follow your dream. If you follow your dream, I think you've probably heard this before. If you follow your dream, you will never be broke in your life, right? Loving, follow your passion. Sometimes, you've heard good things are not easy to get, right? Yes, it may be difficult, but never give up. Never give up. Stick to it. There are resources out there to help you, and you can do it. So if you've decided at this age, that you want to become an engineer, an architect, or construction manager, you can do it. I am a testament of that.
Absolutely.
So any other questions? I think that's it. And we're right at the mark of 45 into the hour. You're welcome, Keiko.
All right. If that's all the questions, I'm going to have us enter into a little bit of a competition. This is where those prizes come into play. Can everyone see my screen? You should see some instructions on there. Yeah? Thumbs up, anyone? So for our students, you can see if you're on a computer, you can go to www.menti.com. It's this address here, and it'll let you enter the code. Or you can use your phone and you can go ahead and scan that QR code on the screen. So I'm going to leave this up for just a moment, give you a chance to get up there. And one of our students, I think we have a couple on camera, Max or Crystal. Okay, I'm seeing some hearts. Come on. When you guys are on, go ahead and click the heart. Let me know that you're there. Awesome. It looks like we're getting some students on there. Okay, we're going to move forward. So we're going to start with a test. This one doesn't count for anything. This is just practice using Mentimeter. So go ahead and start entering your answers. Okay, we're starting to get some responses. These are our ACE career paths. You can put more than one if you're interested in more than one. But architecture, engineering, and construction. So lots of engineers on our line today, which is exciting. Okay, so it looks like we're up and running and everyone can enter their info in here just right. So we are going to get started with the quiz part of today. It's going to be a very fast quiz. It's going to be about some of the stuff that you saw on the presentation earlier. And so right answers are worth points, but the faster you answer, the more points those right answers are worth, if that makes sense. So we want to be right, but we also want to be fast. And go ahead and make sure if it asks you your name, please enter your name so we can see who's winning. Here we go. So there's 5 questions. Question 1 of 5. What does CMAA stand for? We getting our answers in there?
Just love that music.
All right, so we had 8 who got that one right. Construction Management Association of America. Max, I think you asked that question right up in the beginning, so you set us up. All right, let's see our leaderboard. Kathy, you were winning by just a tiny bit. Second question. Name 3 types of people you would work with as a construction manager. Is it banks, real estate agents and owners? Is it politicians, owners and contractors? Or do we think it's owners, architects and contractors? I thought this was a hard one. Gave you a little more time. Oof. 10 got that right. I guess it's going to come down to who got it the fastest. Let's see. Kathy, are you still in the lead? Ooh, it looks like Crystal, you have edged ahead. Giovanni's really close though. What's the number one value that a construction manager brings to a project? Is it money? Is it acting as the owner's representative? Or is it their design experience? Ooh, I like this one. We got about half and half. So a couple of these are actually very valuable things they bring, but I went with number one as being acting as the owner's representative, because it's about the design, but it's about the safety and the construction and the time management and all those different aspects. That was a tricky one. See. Crystal, you're holding up the lead. 2 more questions to go. Select one of the 2 important certifications for a construction manager. Bunch of letters up there. Certifications are always just a bunch of letters, but 2 right answers on the screen. All you have to do is pick one of them. Awesome. So we went with the CMIT and we went with the CCM. Those were both right answers. PE is professional engineer, which is very useful if you wanted to be an engineer, but also if you wanted to be a construction manager. And LEED AP is another certification that does nothing but help you. So there's nothing wrong with going after those. The CMIT and the CCM were mentioned in our presentation. Ooh. Crystal, I think you're just very fast. Last question. This is the hardest one by far, so get ready. What is a great organization to help you get started if you want to be a construction manager? Is it SoCal chapter of CMAA, or SoCal chapter of CMAA, or SoCal chapter of CMAA? Everybody got it right. This is going to be our final tally. This one was pure speed, no wrong answers on that last question. And there we have it. Crystal, you locked in with the top spot. Well done today. Lots of right answers, very fast. Kevin right behind. Fabiola, I think everybody did an awesome job. All right. Thank you, everyone. Kent, I don't know if you had any final words to wrap us up for today.
Yep. Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for hosting the questions. And thank you to our presenters. Thank you to Omne. Thank you to Matt. And thank you to Rick for such super insightful presentation today. I think I learned a lot. I know our students, you guys asked great questions. That's awesome to see. Just want to recap for everyone. You know, Omne reminds you guys about the importance of scholarships and internships, right? She talked about the experience. You know, really get on top of that, right? Especially you, ACE, if you're a senior, becoming a senior soon, keep that in your mind. You know, ACE scholarships is really, really wonderful. And the internships opportunity is, it's never going to get more direct than through an ACE internship. And, Matt, remind you guys about communications, right? Whichever path you decide, architect, engineering, construction management, communication is the key. I'm a practice, I'm an engineer, and we always have a saying in engineering that good engineer communicate, but good engineer calculate, but great engineer communicate. And that's the key. And, Rick mentioned about, some of the prerequisites, having, good grades, and if you, right now, you feel like you don't have a good grades, don't give up. I was in a similar boat when I was graduating high school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know which college I wanted to go, and I hit a reset button. Went to community college, start over, and work my way up again. So it's never too late. Don't let that hold you down. All of us have, every single one of us mentor here have the same experience, and we all hit the reset button at some point in our life, in our career. So, don't be deterred, just keep trying. With that, I'm going to share a little bit of a news. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see, screen one. Okay, you guys should be able to see the share screen on our ACE Spring 2022 project. So we will have another ACE year-end project that will basically start at the beginning of next year for us. And we talked a little bit about it, about what this project is going to be and where we're going to take it. And so for this ACE year project, let's see if we get it. We're going to the moon. ACE is going to the moon. So you guys here, all the ACE students are here, you guys getting the first glimpse of what our project's going to be. We will send you guys a prompt about what we're looking for in a project or what we call in our industry. We'll send you an RFP. And start thinking about how you create a community, a facility, a structure, on the moon. So keep that in mind.
They're going to need managers for that project.
They're definitely going to need construction managers. I think it will be the first management of any type of construction. And so, yeah, keep that in mind, you guys. So we're going to the moon. And then lastly, this coming Thursday, it will be our final session for 2021. It will be about construction contractor. So it's a little bit different than construction management. And so if that sounds confusing to you, then you definitely want to attend this session. And really, between this session you just attend right now and the one this Thursday, you're going to have a full idea the difference between the two, and also the difference to all the other sessions we had, engineering and architecture. So Anne's going to put the registration in the link for that. You could just go ahead and sign up now, and then you'll hear from us again and throughout the week, and we'll see you guys on the final ACE session for the year this Thursday.